think the best way to start this video is to apologise to people that have subscribed to me in the past and people that were watching my videos and enjoying them. This is going to hopefully be the start of bringing them back. It's Friday today. So I feel like this is probably a good time to talk all things Rangers, really. I mean, there's obviously been a lot of change. The new owners in, the American owners, and that was badly needed. Rangers badly needed investment. It wasn't going to be able to continue with the previous board, which I know are still technically there because the the American group, the 49ers, I couldn't remember what group it was that bought us for a second there. 49ers have the majority stake of Rangers. I believe what they'll do over time is they want to get the controlling stake so they could be in charge of the club and in charge of where the club's going to go. But I think over time they'll increase their stake and they'll probably buy the whole club eventually. But the important thing for them was to get control. And Rangers badly needed fresh investment. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. Russell Martin was not the manager that I wanted. But of course, as the Rangers manager, I will back him. I think in the interviews that I've seen him do, I think he's conducted himself really well. So, you know, we'll see what happens. I think with the style of football, I think in Europe it's going to be. I'm going to speak a lot about the style of football and the Panathinaikos games and some of the players that have been brought in and stuff as well. Sorry. I've kind of lost my train of thought here. Yeah, so I think the style of football that he's implementing into Rangers, I think could potentially work really well domestically. I've seen instances where there's kind of like the overload and we've got a lot of players in the opposition box. Sorry, opposition area, not box. But then we've seen the other side of that as well. And on Saturday, about 5:30 is the kickoff against Motherwell. It'll be a real kind of test. We need to really kind of hit the ground running. And I still have huge concerns about Rangers defensively. And the pre-season I didn't feel was the best preparation. I didn't feel that the opposition and with these kind of behind closed doors games we had, didn't feel it was the best preparation. It seemed like a very short kind of pre-season as well. And that worried me going into the Panathinaikos games. And apart from the last 30 minutes of the first leg, I thought we were very poor in the games. I mean, when Gassama scores the equaliser, I'm going to speak about him as well. When Gassama scores the equaliser after Panathinaikos take what was a deserved lead in Athens, the kind of the wind came out of their sails at that point where you knew they weren't going to be able to kind of come back from that. It was going to be too much for them. They needed to score 3 goals to win, 2 goals to get extra time. Not insurmountable, but we're talking about a team that had quite a lot of chances and were very wasteful. And if it wasn't for Jack Butland, then things could have been very different. Now, talking about players, so in terms of the signings, Gassama, he looks an absolutely brilliant find. I mean, we've only seen him come off the bench in these 2 games. He might have played the pre-season game against Middlesbrough. I didn't see that game, so I don't know. But he was excellent when he came on in the first game as Panathinaikos. I mean, he came on with an instant impact, and that goal he scored was brilliant. And the goal that Finlay Curtis, who had a really good pre-season, the boy's only 18 years old. He's been looking really good as well. But Gassama looks a real find. 21 years old, came from Sheffield Wednesday, and that's 2 competitive games for Rangers and 2 goals, and that's without starting. He looks a real good find. The fact that Kieran Dell's still at the club right now is just a sad kind of state of affairs. I mean, he's someone along with the likes of Ben Davies, Rabbi Matondo, Ridvan Yilmaz, because he's never really fit. You know, players that really should just be moved on, and we go from there. Asgard hasn't played yet. He's been injured, so I can't really say much about him. I thought Max Aarons would be a terrific signing on loan, but he clearly can't play left back, and I'm not going to put any blame on him for that because he's a right back that can't play left back. I mean, he looks very, very uncomfortable there, and I've seen that in the first game against Panathinaikos. He looked very, very uncomfortable. So I was really surprised that that was the same lineup in the second leg. The Rangers got through a very tough tie. Then play Victoria Pilsen on Tuesday. I think the first leg's at Ibrox. So yeah, we got through it. But there definitely is concerns, especially defensively. They're playing out from the back. And yeah, look, I don't want to be kind of too negative. This is all going to kind of take time and stuff, but I have to be honest. There's concerns. There's a defender, Fernandez, we signed from Peterborough. I've not really seen too much of him so far, but he's a big lad, and Rangers really miss presence in that defence. And bringing him in and De Giga from Wolves should give that. Now, my problem with De Giga, the player from Wolves that we got on loan, who's apparently worth 10 million, I find he's far too casual on the ball. That there was a lot of unforced errors that he made over those two legs where he could have really been punished, and that's a concern. Rothwell, a player that Rangers have been linked with for quite a few years, I thought he was very solid in the first leg. He looks like he's going to be a good player for Rangers and pivot well with Raskin and Diomande as you'd imagine the first choice kind of midfield for him. I know Asgard will have a role in that as well. I'm trying to think. I had all this in my head. I'm trying to think who else we kind of signed. Obviously, Mikey Moore joined today on loan from Tottenham Hotspur. 17 years old. Be described as a starlet. So, be interesting to see. Well, it's a bit like Max Aarons. He's not going to come to kind of sit on the bench. I mean, Tottenham are expecting him to play and expecting big things from him. So, I'm sure that he's going to get some game time. Obviously, been linked as well with a few different wingers. There's Oliver Antman, who plays for a club that there's another winger that Celtic are actually tracking. I can't remember what club it is. A Danish club. But he had a good goal and assist record last season, and Rangers need much more in that kind of forward line. It's difficult at this point for me to still kind of defend Danilo because he has been injured a lot. But when he does kind of play, and when he's kind of up to speed, I mean, he does get goals. I mean, he scored quite a few goals there against Celtic, and he's not had that many games. And I'm not going to judge him in terms of those two legs because I felt he had next to no service with Curtis on the left and Dowell on the right. There was absolutely no service to him, so I don't think he could have done much. Cyril Dessers was through and goal at one point towards the end of the second leg. And I was just kind of watching it and I was like, I knew he wasn't going to score and he didn't. And I know he's got a very good goal scoring record at Rangers, but it's kind of at a point now that he's not going to be the guy that's going to bring Rangers success, even with his goal scoring. And we all know that strikers miss chances, and Morelos missed chances. Yeah, I guess we just have to kind of wait and see. I mean, obviously, I hope he does well. Hope he wins his trophies. It's early days. We can't afford to slip up on Saturday. Had we gone out to Panathinaikos, that would have been a disaster because we'd have either had Besiktas or Shakhtar Donetsk, which, okay, is in Europa League, but I would consider them to be stronger opposition than Victoria Pilsen or Servette. But then Victoria Pilsen are in the Champions League qualifier round over either Sparta Prague or Slavia Prague, so they can't be any mugs either. So yeah, that's really kind of it. If there's signings that I've missed out, I'm sorry. I just couldn't kind of remember. But yeah, just thought I would kind of get this channel kind of going again. And I'm thinking about as well, but I need to wait until I get a new laptop. So probably when the new Football Manager comes out. I'm thinking about doing a podcast as well. Wouldn't just be Rangers, though. It'd be like a general kind of football one. But I'll see. I don't know the kind of ins and outs of doing a podcast, but it's something I've always been kind of interested in doing. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll be back next week.